Hi. I wanted to do a video about who are the Fae and why you shouldn't hex them, first of all. Fucking dummies. Sorry, I gotta fix that. That's horrible. Oh well. Hi, baby. We're not going anywhere. Anyways, I was gonna do a video about the Fae. But lately, I've been thinking a lot about what even put me here in this path. People have been asking me, anyways, what made you even believe in this? Just what is the beginning, or how do you know if you're a witch? Like if you've seen those dumb memes on Facebook, really. So I mean, they're pretty accurate in a sense, but if you see me share those or other people share those, and you're like, wow, this is not me at all. This is bullshit, or this must mean I won't be a good witch, or I can't practice magic because I'm not an empath. Girl, boy, whatever. Choose, no choose. No choose. That is so wrong on so many levels. First of all, I've said it before, let's say it again. Everyone has psychic abilities. Everyone. Some of us are born with a higher sense of it. Good for you. Chances are, for some reason, you're a Scorpio or a Pisces. If you're one of those two and you think you're a psychic, probably. I'm not even gonna argue with you. You guys make really good witches. But anyways, what put me on my path, right? Because I'm not Pisces, Scorpio, technically. I'm not an empath. I don't have a deep rooted like Santeria or indigenous Mexican teachings, which a lot of people assume. But no, I wish. But regardless of what your story is, I just wanted to express that it's okay to explore this whole world. You don't need to be an empath. You don't need to have all these checklists, everything off about if this is meant for you. Just listen to your intuition. Chances are, if you're watching the video, this is for you. But I want to start off with my story and get it out there and like really have a good detail about it, so you can know who I am in the rest of my videos. I feel like it's important. What kind of witch am I? Am I a Christian witch? Luciferian witch? Pagan witch? Agnostic? Do I care in labels? Does it matter what labels? Personally, no. I don't like labels one bit. The biggest label I give myself is intuition witch or sea witch. And even then, girl, I wish I lived next to the sea. I wish I had everything I needed for sea witch aesthetic. And that's another thing. It's really, I feel like it's just mostly an aesthetic for a lot of people, which is fine. I don't care. But don't feel pressure to find the aesthetic. Don't feel pressure to give a fuck or to know, like, am I gifted in tarot? Am I gifted in spell casting or what? Or just fucking, I'll just give you my story, you know? If you're just starting and you're 27, who cares? That doesn't mean that you weren't meant to be a witch just because you met someone that did this at the age of 13. All right? Here's my story. When it came to spirituality, I grew up Catholic, like most of us, but I wasn't too devoted, and neither was my family. Like, they tried every now and then or whatever, but for the most part, it felt like my mom, my dad, my grandma really didn't care, like tried. And plus, they were divorced, so even if my dad cared, that's his thing. I live with my mom. And on top of that, my mom was the sole provider, so she was tired by Sundays, all right? By Sunday, she wasn't getting up to go to church. So, for the most part, we grew up believing in God, in Jesus Christ, in La Virgen, all los santos. My mom's favorite santo, which I don't know if she cares that I say this. Her favorite santo is San Francis de Assisi, because he's the animal saint. Girl, me too. I love that saint. I also believe her and him may share a similar birthday, or not birthday, but I think they share the same thing. I don't know. Anyways, I grew up Catholic, clearly. I grew up with the saints. I grew up with the rosaries, all of it. But it wasn't like strongly embedded in me. Ooh, so sorry. Well, I guess it was. I don't know. Fast forward. my aunt. Now she is the spiritual life force in my family. She's not my aunt, she's my godmother, but she's everyone else. Like, she's my godmother, but then she's my sister's aunt, so whatever. Great aunt. I don't fucking know. It's Mexicans. Anyways, she is my spiritual leader. She's like the spiritual leader for this whole family. She is the one that introduced me to meditation at the age of 13, 12, something like that. She's the one that taught us about meditation, about chakras, and all of that. I was pretty young, and my first meditation session, I was about 12 years old. I did it, and it was like another, I wouldn't call it a trip, but kind of like, it was very strong imagery, strong visualization. It was an amazing meditation, amazing. Like, I wish every meditation session was like that. It was like, I was in the middle of a meadow. I saw this amazing, godly, saintly, kind of like Jesus Christ soul approach me and just kind of give me a lot of love, hold me, embrace me, made me feel really, like, it was like the most beautiful meditation session ever, and it was my first one. So that's like a mark, a spiritual mark. One would be growing up Catholic and just kind of being introduced to certain not routines, traditions, practices. I'm gonna tell you right now, Catholics make great witches. They're the best, one of the best witches ever. They don't fucking want to admit it, but they're witches, all right? Most of them. That's why maybe Christians and Catholics don't get along, because the Christians see the witchcraftery over here going on, but I love it. I live for it. I'm not Catholic, by far from it, but dude, do I respect it. I talk a lot of shit, but really, Catholic witches, amazing. Anyways, Catholic, first meditation session ever, amazing. What's after that? My aunt still. My aunt, she's gonna play a big role. In her, eventually she became a shaman. So, there's that. She's, in a sense, like, I don't know if she even tells that many people that, but in my perspective, for sure, and other people, and the way she practices, she, in my opinion, is a shaman. Like, not a witch. There's a difference, and I would categorize her under healer, shaman. That's her. Me, not a healer, girl. Not that. I'm not here to heal, fix nobody. But anyways, she's the one that introduced me to all of this, in a sense of like a whole other world beyond Catholic beliefs. Meditation, chakras, a lot of Indian Buddhist beliefs coming from her, but not being forced. I just witnessed it. Or like, anytime I'd see her, meet her, visit her, it slowly reaped into our lives, you know. It's not like it hit and suddenly she's fucking like dancing and naked under the freaking full moon. No, like like, you know, it was I'm pretty sure she still doesn't do that, but you know, I don't know what people imagine when they think shaman. A shaman can have a regular life, a good home. She has a career in all this, so she is my inspiration. She's the reason why I'm here. Her meditation, her chakra healing, basically. While she was learning, she introduced me and my grandmother and my sister to, I guess, maybe a Reiki healer. He aligned us, told us everything that was wrong with us. If you went to high school with me, you remember me showing up little stickers, little thingies on me, little band-aids. I don't know if this is like really Reiki healing, but it's energy healing. And this is another proof of magic to me, is because he was able to tell me everything that's physically wrong with me, that even, not that I didn't know, but more like I didn't want to address it. Like, I've always been blind, but I never admitted it, and nobody really knew it besides him. He literally was like, you're really fucking blind, you need glasses, your left eye is shittier than the right eye. And then a whole bunch of other stuff where he's just like, and he even got to the trauma. He even got to where he was like, you are very disturbed. When I was young, I was like 13, 14. He like gave me a full diagnosis physically and spiritually. Was like, you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of rage. You have a lot of violence in you. You have a lot of energy that you need to learn how to transform into something better. It was more like a message that he sent to my, not sent, but said to my aunt. Like, it wasn't so direct to me, but I understood. Like, yes, I have a bad temper. I have this, and that. So, another moment of my life where I'm like, okay, magic is like becoming more real. Is anyone calling it that? No. But after doing this for a long time, I'm just starting to see all the times where magic was relevant in my life and how it led me here. You don't just fucking pop up here. So, that one. Now what else? Oh yes, my aunt again. She gave me my first oracle cards. Oracle cards are kind of like tarot cards, but they're, how do I describe them? They don't have the same structure. They're all different. Each artist or each creator kind of has their own meaning behind them. So one oracle deck can be more positive and influential than another one. It might be a little bit more negative and critical. It just depends on what oracle deck you gravitate to and buy. But anyways, she gifted me my first fairy oracle deck. I don't think I was all that good at it. I don't think I really understood it or wanted to believe that I'm special. That's another thing, is when you see magic or you see that you manifested something or you did something that's like, I just said I wanted that to happen and now that happened. Or, you know, like these little moments of like, where you catch it, where you're just like, that was pretty magical or miraculous, and you brush it off. That's what I did for a very long time. I'm very like, no, psychological, no, you just want to think you're special, no, just, no, you know, a whole bunch of that, a whole bunch of psychological arguing right here, placebos, all of that. I'm big on psychology, so I did that love for psychology kind of counteracted my love for magic, because I want to make sense of the world and I don't want to believe in the wrong thing. I don't want to believe I'm special when I'm not. You know, this whole doubt, and yeah, doubt really what it is. But I've learned that doubt is one of the biggest like kryptonites in magic. Doubt within yourself, doubt from others. If you let that sink in, it's just going to affect you, whether it's magic or real life. If you're always doubting yourself, which is what I did for a majority of my life, I'm literally just now stopping that habit. It counteracts your path in magic. So when I picked up that oracle deck and I let all those doubts hit me, I felt like I was good at it at first, like decent, and then I just started to just doubt myself, doubt my own reality that I could create, and just let the oracle decks go. I don't even know where they're at anymore. It's pretty sad. Hopefully they have a better owner than who I was. But another landmark. Now fast forward some more stuff later. I'm about 20 years old and I buy my first tarot deck. Now that was really influential. Sorry, I'm looking at that like, god damn, 13 minutes about yourself and how you started? Fuck. Anyways, tarot decks, I think that was my initiation. That was like my true, bitch, you are in this bitch. You are in it. You're not just meditating with your aunt, having one through, you know, with your godmother, having a good time. You're no longer just messing around with Reiki healers that you kind of wonder if they're even doing things right. I don't know why I keep calling him a Reiki healer if I can't confirm that's what he did. Anyways, finally though, after that, we enter tarot, and that's where we enter a more stronger belief in all of this stuff. That's nothing. That's probably been in the back this whole time, but who cares? Anyways. Tarot's hard. Tarot's hard to learn. Fuck. Super hard. But you do it. because you really want answers and you're sick of your life and you don't know which way to go, so you're like, fuck it, even if it's a gamble, even if it's not real, I'm gonna just make decisions based off a freaking card, a pull. That's the desperation I felt at the time. But eventually the tarot proved to me that no, we are real, we exist, we work. That's gonna be a whole other video on how tarot works and stuff, but that need to know, even though I have no idea what I'm doing anymore, I'm sick of being not reckless, but I'm sick of not knowing what choices to make, which has been a lifelong struggle. I picked up the tarot, and that was like 6 years ago. I'm 27. I'm about to be 27. 20, 21? Yeah, 20. So about 7 years ago, I've been doing tarot for 7 years. Cool. And that was my initiation to witchcraft. Another thing is my boyfriend / baby daddy. He is actually a really good witch. Sorry, battery's dying. Anyways, he kind of is a witch. He doesn't want to admit it. He doesn't practice, really. He doesn't do anything. If anything, he's more of a psychic. But he actually inspired me to keep going, to keep pursuing it, because he had knowledge of witchcraft. He had someone in his life that was very important to him that practiced. Practice. She taught him witchcraft. Everything from tarot to kind of just like the basics. Everything that I know, in a sense, or kind of like my kind of knowledge, he has that same understanding. She taught that to him. It seems like she has more of a Wiccan approach to things, which, girl, another topic, not me. I'm not Wiccan. I don't identify with that. No shade, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. I'm just saying, I'm not Wiccan. But he had what seems like Wiccan teachings. So it restricted me, I felt like, because he was more on like, everything you do comes back threefold, and don't practice magic onto others, or don't practice magic on outer, only do it on yourself. Don't, even like job spells can be bad. Think about what you're doing. Like, very cautious. I feel like Wiccans are very cautious, very like karmic, very threefold, at least from what I've seen. Maybe I've been seeing the wrong Wiccans. Maybe I've looked up the wrong information. But from what I've seen, Wiccan is very, the rule of threefold. The rule of karma, in the sense of whatever you put out into the universe, it comes back to you 3 times. So if you were ever to hex someone, that negative energy is going to come right back to you one way or another. That's a Wiccan belief, I believe. Not I. I believe that the energy does come back to you somehow, but I don't know about threefold, and I think it just depends. Like, I feel like there's just other options out there, and that's what I'm following. But anyways, his teachings kind of transferred a little bit over to what I believe, and it made me stop. It made me want to all right, well, maybe I won't practice magic. Maybe I'll just educate myself on what magic is, learn about it, ingredients, potions, stuff like that, what the full moon means, just like know about it, but not practice it, or only practice good magic. And that bored me. Anyways, so I stopped doing that, and here's the next one. Honestly, I'm about to tell y'all right now, if you don't want to hear this whole long ass story, skip to 1915, because here's the good stuff. It took me 19 minutes and 15 seconds to tell you the real, what I attribute, like the biggest reason why I am into witchcraft again, back into it, back than ever, like on and off, but now back, is because of ayahuasca. Oh my God, we're finally gonna talk about ayahuasca, because I did it. It was amazing. But there's things that I should warn you about it. it will benefit your life. In my opinion, it will. From what I've seen, it will. From everyone that I've seen do it, will. But sometimes if you're an asshole like me, if you're a shitty fuck person like me, if you're just not doing good, if you're just protruding negative energy, you can have this miraculous week where like God speak to you, you know, like you have fucking revelations after revelations. Go back home, and because you didn't practice anything, you didn't practice doing better, practice meditation, practice just positivity, and practice not hurting people, and practice consciousness. If you don't do those things, then what ayahuasca did was open your eyes. But when you're not practicing what it taught you, it's gonna fucking close it back down. That's exactly what it did to me. I didn't know about this. It's not even a common knowledge. I didn't know about this until like later, years later, a year, you know, some time later. And then my aunt, my shaman aunt's like, oh yeah, it can happen. I'm like, I mean, fine. I should have known not to be such a shitty person. But at the same time, girl, what you mean that sometimes it'll open it up for you, and if you do, if life happens, it'll fucking close it back down and make it even harder to open, or not harder, but less open than what you had it. I don't even know if I'm making sense. So here's my interpretation of ayahuasca. What it does, and there's so many interpretations and experiences that just take my experience and with a grain of salt. Ayahuasca will open up all your energies, all your chakras, girl, all of them. But most importantly, it'll open up this one right here. This one and this one. So imagine ayahuasca opens it up, right? It opens your third eye. But before that, your eye was just a little bit open. Just a teeny weeny bit open, right? It was just, you still had some concepts, you're still exploring, you're trying to be a better person, you're seeking, right? That's that seeking eye. The eye is slightly open. Ayahuasca opens it, right? Cool, great. But like I said, if you don't exercise what it's taught you, if you don't continue to heal, to meditate, to chakra heal, to seek, to look for better eternally, it just closes back down, and it closes back down even stronger. So what you had was here. Now because it's closed, it's here, you know? And that's what happened to me. Is an excuse? No, not at all. I allowed my demons to take over. That's why I think it's so important to mention shadow work as well in witchcraft. But whole other subjects, we're still on ayahuasca. So ayahuasca will open your eyes. It will tell you everything that you need to know. And the more you do it, the more it'll tell you. And it's great, right? But don't just go back home and go back to being an asshole. Don't have these awakenings and be like, oh my God, I have all these lives. I've lived so many lives, and I'm so powerful and cool. And I've been a witch in every single one of my lives. And you know, that's me being an asshole. And then go back to Kansas City and just be reckless. And be still an alcoholic, and not meditate, and not focus on your spiritual self, and not focus on your family, and what are you doing right now that's helping you? You know, like going back to your old ways, it can happen. Just because you do ayahuasca does not mean that you're gonna change your life forever, and you're gonna like be this divine goddess for the rest of your life. You gotta put in fucking work. So ayahuasca will show you your who you are, your answer your questions, a lot of your questions. But you gotta figure out how you're gonna get there. And I fucked up. I fucked up so many times though. It was nothing to it. It was like, okay, I did it. It was fun. It turns out I have all these past lives. I'm a fucking witch. I love it. Now let's party. Let's do shit. Let's fucking make all these choices and regret them later. So fast forward even further, and I've had time to grow, I've had time to reflect, I've had time to look at my entire life and be like, this is your calling, this is who you want to be. You are a fucking weirdo, and you believe in weird shit, but it makes you happy. And there's other people that believe in this weird shit. So we're just gonna be a happy group of weirdos together, you know? That's what, like, that was my awakening in a sense. It was just like, you've had all these spiritual moments. What are you doing? Why are you fucking around so hard? Why are you being such a dick? Why? Why not do better? Why not be better? So that's when I started back, and I've been full force ever since. So you can question my teaching, you can question even my knowledge. Good for you. Question it. Bring more research to the table. Help me learn and educate myself, because I am an experienced witch. I've had moments where I do my craft, but I've never been dedicated. So now I'm speaking out of experience and dedication. That I don't even know what I'm trying to get at no more. I'm just trying to tell you my story. Ayahuasca was great. It helped me realize a lot of shit. It's the reason why I'm back doing magic. It's the reason why I'm here. But before that, there was a whole other world, you know. So anyone that thinks like, oh, she became a witch because she did ayahuasca, I want to do ayahuasca now. Or is the only way that I can activate my psychic powers is by doing psychedelics. Or I need to have I don't have a shaman aunt, so I don't have the same benefits, or I'm not going to accomplish the same, or I'm not gifted in this. Whatever it is, you're going to find doubts everywhere. Everywhere. Whatever your story is it doesn't almost even matter. I just wanted to tell my story because I want you to know who I am when I get in this fucking camera and be like, hey, this is my black salt. This is my moon water. Why? Because it's important. Important to know where I'm coming from. It's important to know about all of it. I think, to continue following me, maybe? I don't know. I just really felt the need to get this story off my chest of how I came about this. Ayahuasca was my #1 influence because that's the one that I kept talking about online. But I think it's important to bring up the fact that there's other factors in my life that have brought me here. And at the end of the day, is your fucking choice. You don't need to be an empath. You don't need to have a shaman godmother. You don't need to have this revolutionary experience in meditation at the age of 12. None of that. Just do it. Join my community. Because I'm bored. I'm like the only witch that I know besides two more girls that I personally know that practice. Hi babies, I love y'all. But other than that, it's just me, myself, and I. And I want you to be part of my journey, but I also want you to know who the fuck I am. You know? I'm weird. I am weird. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, my paganism. Because of ayahuasca, I'm a fucking polytheist. I believe in multiple gods. I've done tributes to ayahuasca. Yes. Without doing ceremonies. After my experience, after getting back into witchcraft, oh my god, something like in my nose. After getting back into witchcraft, I decided to do a tribute to ayahuasca. Because to a lot of people, she's just a psychedelic, just a drug, just something. To me, girl, no. There is a spirit. There is a deity in there. There's something guiding you into the other realm, teaching you, taking you to hell and to heaven and then back. That spirit, I had to thank. So I have had tributes to her. I'm not the only member of my family that does this. Hey sis. It's a very important part of our lives. That's why I advocate it so strongly. Honestly, if you do ayahuasca and you're not a polytheist afterwards, whoa. I don't know. Anyways, You know, that's just me. But I think it's important to know that that's why that's so important to me, why I preach about it so much, and why I'm a polytheist. I did a really cool jungle juice out in the middle of a forest in Mexico with some shamans for a weekend, and now I believe in multiple gods. And it inspires me every day when I do my magic. I think about what has been taught to me already, what I've been privileged to experience, and how I'm going to use that to better my life. Because I've had a shitty life, and I've only blame it on myself. Okay? So the only way I can get out of the shitty hole that I dug myself in at this point is to just use my spirituality out. So that's why I'm back in here, because I'm sick of suffering. I'm sick of being my own gatekeeper or whatever. Gatekeeper? My own whatever. I'm just sick of it. And if you're sick of being your own source of misery, look into magic, look into meditation, astrology, tarot readings. I'm not going to say it's going to cure your depression, your self-destructive nature, but it's helped me a lot. So girl, we're going to keep doing this together, okay? I guess that's bye. Bye. I talk too fucking much. Even I'm tired of my own goddamn voice.